Hello, good evening to Dr. Rahim and to my fellow classmates. Let me tell you a bit of my background. Alright, I'm Madhavan. You guys can call me Owen if you can't pronounce my name properly. It's okay. I'm from Senai. Currently, I am being a full-time student. Previously, I was working in Sri Omega and private international school for around 2 years and a half before I decided to venture my education. To go through my education field, right? So, why I took this course is actually it's an elective for TESOL. So, in my first semester, I did not have the opportunity to register myself for this course as it was already filled with all the applications. The slots are not available, so I decided to continue the following sem, and I didn't know that they do not offer this subject the following semester, so I had to wait for this current semester, which is at the present, and now I'm here. Okay, the main reason why I took call instead of the other electives is very simple. During my diploma, I didn't take TESOL. I took diploma in IT networking, so I had some interest in the IT field, so I felt that it can give me an extra knowledge or information which is needed, very essential for daily life, especially if you want to use computers, right? We always use smartphones and other apps, gadgets, so it's quite essential for us. So that is the main reason why I took call, to learn something new. Okay, besides assisting me for my future teaching career. Alright, so what Dr. Rahim mentioned for this week was he was mentioning about this subject, not only just giving new applications or software, but also to mainly assist the current educators, teachers such as us, or even lecturers in certain colleges or universities, to enhance their pedagogical skills in teaching students using up-to-date applications and softwares. Alright, so some of the applications which he mentioned to me were exactly like Google, Flipgrid, Padlet, Prezi, and more. So when I heard Google, actually I didn't I thought it was like, did he accidentally say it wrongly? Maybe it's Google, but it's already been known for us for a long time. So it is actually Google. So I was quite amazed that something they adapted the name, it's quite fancy name. So the first assignment that he mentioned was to design a mind map collaboratively using the contents from the article. So there are two things which popped in my mind. The first thing was actually the pages of the article. When I read through article, it's, of course, we are master students, we have to go through lots of articles, right? But I didn't expect it on the first assignment itself. There will be 26 pages. When I saw 26 pages, I was like, oh my god, that's a lot to read. And I was sort of demotivated because being like under the PKP and all this 3 months, I think 3 months or 4 months of holiday with the SAM break there. So I felt quite lazy to carry on something. I was like, becoming a full-time student, you had plenty of time. Of course, you tend to do a bit of research, but most of the time I'm trying to keep myself occupied with games and so on. Yeah, so I do play games. All right, so it was a bit of a drag for me, but then luckily my group members were the type who do not just keep themselves silent. They are the types who try to motivate us in a good way. So they were exactly pushing. So my group mates are actually Anissa, Abby, and Sammy. Three of them I've known since semester 1. They have been pushing each other for to motivate us in many assignments, motivation. Sometimes I'll feel like very down. Can I do it? Can I not? And they'll be pushing us. So luckily, despite being caught at home, not able to move much, so it is sort of, we are able to meet online, even though we had different working schedules, or like full-time, part-time, and myself, I'm unemployed current time being, which I wanted to concentrate on my studies fully, which had an issue for us to face each other. When can we meet? So, as I mentioned, that where there's a will, there's a way. So we did find exactly last Friday, if I'm not mistaken, after the Jumat prayers, the Friday prayers. So we sort of met each other in Google Meet. Okay, the next problem which came to us was actually during the meetup, Google Meet. I never used Google Meet before. This is my first time. So when I was using Google Meet, all of us were able to see each other, but we were not able to record. Due to the administrative privileges, the lacking of the administrative privileges, which we were not able to get access of the recording button. So we were lost. We were trying to Google for a long period. You're watching YouTube how to get access to all of them. But luckily, Anissa was there, and she sort of used one of her IDs which had privilege to the recordings, and we were able to access it. Okay, when we were discussing, we decided to separate the work because there were around 12 subtopics within the article. So we decided to take about three subtopics for 4 of us. So it comes to around 12 altogether. So we read through and highlighted certain points, and we sort of did our parts in our own way. Okay, why we had to do it in our own way, because I noticed there was an issue when I sort of tried to do it. I think Anissa was there. So when I was dragging to my branch and trying to edit, I noticed Anissa also was doing her part, and we were moving all each other. So we can see our icons. We can see the name of the person who's moving. It's sort of like Harry Potter's Mordor map, if you watch Harry Potter. So it is something like that, and we were able to see who's online, who's there, who's editing. But unfortunately, if accidentally a person touches our branch and drags it to their side, even though I did my own branch early on, I couldn't get access to my branch and undo it, except for the person who just did the alteration to the branch. So I noticed that was a drawback there. So I had to wait for another person who did the edition to sort of undo it before they save it. If they save it, then I have to do it manually one by one again. Where did I can't remember. Means sometimes I had to like save it in different formats to be safe. All right. So working as a group, as I mentioned, all 4 of us have our own advantages and disadvantages, but I noticed we could work very well with each other. As usually when I finished it, I noticed actually I didn't know there was an icon for these boxes. There was icons and you can change color. So when I did my part, I was the second to do in my group. So I forgot about the colors and the icons. So I noticed some of my group members, they didn't mind their own business, or they didn't sort of be self-centered. So they assisted in my work to sort of edit it and change the icons and the colors to make it more colorful and quite interesting to see. So I felt very satisfied with my group members, as we were able to finish it like fast and furious within the following day. And I submitted the assignment to Dr. Rahim, and he acknowledged that he has received it. So even with the small time given, he gave exactly 2 weeks, but we were able to complete it as soon as possible, because we had research studies too, and DOE and other subjects which they are taking. So we did it way beyond the 30 minutes that the doctor recommended. We took around 59 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So That is my reflection for this week. So I would like to thank Doctor and to all of you for listening to my reflection. I hope I didn't offend anyone. All right, so have a nice day ahead, guys. See you for the following class. See you.